Okay, so we're gonna try and actually like keep up with the vlog, have it uploaded on time. It's the first of the month. We're gonna start as we mean to go on. Hi everyone, my name's Chloe. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here today. We've also got a Meg over there. We're just getting ready to go out. It is Monday the 1st of May. So, like I said, starting as I mean to go on. Hopefully gonna actually upload vlogs and videos. Just been talking through plans for what I'm gonna do. I have started reading something this morning. I'm reading Woman Eating by Claire Corday. Here is the dust jacket, because I took it off and put it on one of the gaps on my shelf because I am very scared of like damaging it, because it's not my book, it is her book. But it's on my TBR because Jem picked it. So I haven't actually said, I did not read anything off of my TBR last month because moving happened and it was stressful. So my TBR mash that I did last month, I'm just rolling it through to May. I'm not like giving myself a punishment or anything because that would be ridiculous. So I'm just gonna read everything that was picked this month, and that is the one that was interesting me the most. I am like 60 pages in now, which is only 2 chapters, but it is like a quarter of the book, so I'm feeling quite accomplished. I'm enjoying it. Like, not very much has happened. Like, she has literally just moved to London. She's struggling to find blood to eat, and she started an internship, and she's a bit like stressed, and that's it. And it's like, because she's basically, it's just like a quiet horror, but it's not really a horror. Like, it's just this woman who happens to be a vampire but is living life. And yeah, like, I don't really know if much else is going to happen in it, but I'm enjoying it anyway, so I'm liking the writing style of it. Meg is singing well, she's trying to sing quietly to Oklahoma in the background.
I wasn't making any noise at all.
I mean, yeah, you were distracting. So
I wasn't making noise though.
No. We are now, surprise, going to go to the theatre.
We don't have tickets yet though.
No, we're going to try and get tickets. I lasted 6 hours before I went to the theatre when I first moved here, and now I'm on day 4 of being here, and we're trying to go again. We're going to go and try and see Streetcar Named Desire. They do this strange like lottery thing where you go and queue up on the day, and the first 30 people in the line, I love how the toilet is just in the shop, by the way. The first 30 people in the queue get glow sticks, and if you snap the glow stick and it turns green, you get a chance to buy a pair of tickets for front row. And if it's not green, then I believe you get offered standing tickets. So we're gonna go, and I will update you. I probably won't be able to film the actual snapping of the glow sticks because I will need my hands for the camera, to not be able to use camera, but I will let you know what happens later on. It is now Monday evening, and I thought I would do a very low-key update because I'm very tired and slightly in pain, but it's been a good day. We headed into Central at like 12 o'clock, which was when I filmed the opening clip. I will say now I've got no more reading updates for you, just theatre updates. So I mentioned, I think, that we were going to go and try and see Streetcar Named Desire. So just give a little bit of context for anyone who doesn't know, this is the production of Streetcar Named Desire that is currently on in London. It closes this weekend. It recently won a fair amount of Olivier Awards for like Best Revival of a Play, Best Lead Actor in a Play, and Best Featured Actress in a Play, I believe, were the categories. But it's the production that has got like quite a lot of publicity recently, partly because Paul Mescal is the lead actor in it, also because it had a really like successful run at the Almeida and it's transferred to the West End. The ticket prices were very expensive for it. Like, there were some cheap tickets and they first went on sale, but they sold out very, very quickly. And then when they put new blocks of tickets on sale, they were like £150, £200 plus tickets, and it was just like no one could afford those. But what they have been doing is day seats. And to get the day seats, it's a fun method. You basically go and queue outside the theatre. It's supposed to be 2.5 hours before the show, but that's when they actually do the sort of draw for it. You have to be there earlier, which is why we went quite early, because we thought with it being a bank holiday, we weren't sure how early people were going to queue. And what you do is you go and queue, and the first 30 people in the queue get given this little like card thing, and that means that you are within the first 30, so you are guaranteed to be part of the draw for the tickets. And the way they do the draw for the tickets is that everyone gets given a glow stick, and basically you pick it out of a bag, you stand there holding it in both hands, and then they count down from 5 and you snap the glow stick, and 5 people's glow sticks will glow up, and those are the people who get a chance to buy front row tickets. So there are 5 pairs of tickets, or 10 tickets in total, and you get to go and buy those. If you are one of the other 25 people in that queue who did not get a front row ticket, you are offered the chance to buy standing tickets for the show instead. So we did not get a glowing glow stick. The person next to me actually did. When you get it, they tell you not to look at the glow stick and to hold it out in front of you. The reason they tell you to do that is that basically I was wondering how do they have glow sticks that don't glow? Like, how does that work? Basically, they're just glow sticks that have already been used. So, like, as soon as I got mine out, I'm like, oh, I've not won, because I could feel, like, the bend in the middle of it's already been snapped, so clearly it's not a winning one. But the person next to me, like, they were looking at theirs even though we were told not to, and I could see them being really excited because it was very clearly a new glow stick, so very happy for them. We got, like I said, the chance to get standing tickets, which is great, like, fine, but we'd already been stood for 2 hours. Basically, we got there at, like, 1:45, I think it was. We checked to see if anyone was in the queue. No one was there yet, so we went and got some food across the road. Then I sort of went and popped my head out to check and see if anyone was in the queue yet, and there wasn't, so we stayed and had like another drink in there for another hour. So we were in there for like 2 hours, and then at about 3 o'clock we went out and there was one person in the queue. So we walked up, went in TK Maxx for a little bit just to have a look and see, and just to have a look at like the home section and stuff, and then came back down, and by that point there were 3 people in the queue, so we're like, okay, well now we will actually join. And it was probably good timing actually, because after that, like, you know, once some people started the queue, everyone kind of joins. So at 4 o'clock they came and gave us little cards. At 5 o'clock they did the thing, so we'd already been stood for like 2 hours, and then we did go and like get a drink in between the getting the ticket and actually going in, but that was only like an hour of us sat down, and then we had to go and stand up again, and it was a little bit painful, I'm not gonna lie. I am like suffering a little bit now, but the play was good. It was very good. The performances were all fantastic. I feel like I need to sort of sit and think about it a little bit, like to take in like what the show was actually trying to say in a way, like partly because I'm in pain, like my brain is just not computing things at the minute. But the show, but like I said, the performances were fantastic. The staging of it was amazing as well. It was directed by Rebecca Fracknell, who also directed Cabaret, which I went to see on Friday. So been a Rebecca Fracknell heavy start to my living back in London. But yeah, I'm very glad that I did manage to get a ticket to see it. Like I said, it just closed this weekend and it's been a very popular run, so I'm glad that I managed to see it. It now means out of like the sort of main Olivier Award winners this season, so for like best musical, I've seen that was Standing at Sky's Edge. Best musical revival, I will be seeing soon, that's Oklahoma. Best new play, I can't remember what it is actually. I'm not sure if it was Prima Facie. I will have to double check that, but I know I haven't seen Best New Play anyway. And then Best Revival of a Play, Streetcar Named Desire. So I've seen 3 of the 4, which I feel like is doing quite well. I won't be able to see the 4th, because whatever it was, I'm sure it's something that I can't actually see now. But I'm doing well. Now I'm not going to go to sleep actually, because I'm still awake. I'm going to watch some TV, and then I am back at work tomorrow, but I'm working from home, but I still haven't actually got my office set up, so I am sort of setting up a little mini office in the living room for now, because I can't set up where I'm going to be set up, which is in the dining room, until all my other boxes are out of there, which will be later in the week. I'm going to do some unpacking after work and on my lunch breaks, because I think I'm mostly from home this week, so things will get done. In here is definitely looking better than it has been, because all the books are on the shelves now. It means I can film soon, because I need to do my March/April wrap up, because I'm just combining them into one. So that should get done for this weekend. Hopefully I should be back on track for videos. This has been a long rambly clip, and I'm going to let you guys go, and I will talk to you tomorrow. It is Tuesday evening. I'm not gonna lie, I am loving having like an extra bookcase now, so I can film in front of an entire wall of books. I feel great about it. It's Tuesday evening. We have been out for the evening again. I'm very tired. It's sort of been like non-stop since I got here. Like Friday afternoon, went straight to go and see Cabaret. Saturday, Sunday had quieter days, but was like unpacking things. Like Saturday I built an entire wardrobe and bookcase. Sunday was unpacking lots and lots of books. And then yesterday we had Streetcar Named Desire, and today I was back at work, my first day in my new team, although not really because my manager wasn't actually in, so I was just kind of doing stuff that I was already doing. I still haven't spoken to any of my new team members yet, but that's a whole different thing. And then in the evening, we've been to the theatre again. Of course we have. You will have seen B-roll footage. I didn't explain earlier what we're doing, but we went to go and see Oklahoma. We got rush tickets, which are tickets that are released on the day on the TodayTix app, and they are cheaper than regular tickets, and they were very, very good seats actually. They were row B in the stalls, which was like the third row because there was an AA first, but you were very, very close to the stage. And the thing with this version of Oklahoma, I'm gonna take the program down now because it's hurting my arm, is it is still like the story of Oklahoma. It's still the same music, it's still the same script, but it is staged differently than it has been before. But it's staged differently than it has been before. This was a production that was on Broadway a few years ago, and then it was at the Young Vic over here, and now it's on the West End. And basically it's sort of like a more contemporary staging of it. It's still set in the same time, like they talk about the fact that Oklahoma is about to become a state, but it is very much a more contemporary staging of it with more sort of contemporary sensibilities maybe. Like one of the easiest ways to kind of show a difference is that in the Dream Ballet sequence, which is traditionally an actual ballet, it's now this contemporary dance style instead, and there are many sort of changes throughout it in the stage, and there's lots of interesting things done with the lighting to the point where at some point you are in complete darkness, and I do mean complete darkness, like all of the exit signs and everything go off, and it is uncomfortable, particularly like paired with the scenes that are going on when those moments are happening, and it kind of makes you think a little bit more about some of the darkness that is in the story, because like Oklahoma, you think of it as like it's a Rodgers and Hammerstein musical. It's happy, like that's what they are. It's not like there are some slightly disturbing moments in it, and this really sort of amplifies those. I had a great time. The cast were all fantastic, because was what I was trying to explain. My brain is going all over the place. Because of what they do with the lighting, one of the things they do is it for a lot of the show is like glaringly bright. Like you go in, and there are lights, kind of like room lights, like bright everyday lighting that is all through the auditorium and onto the stage, and that stays on for the majority of the show. And then it's just like key scenes where they change the lighting, whether it be like there's some green lighting for some of it, there's some more warm tones in some of it, there is, like I said, the complete darkness at other parts, but a lot of the show takes place with this very, very like full-on lighting, which means that the audience is fully lit whilst the stage is as well, which means that when you are sat very close, you are sometimes making eye contact with the people on the stage, and also the band, because the band isn't like, they're not in a pit, they are sort of a step down from the stage, but they're on the same level as the crowd, as the audience, and where we were sat, we were literally like right next to them. So yeah, it was some strange moments where you're like, oh, I do not want to be perceived right now, but I am. But no, I had a really good time. I will give like more in-depth thoughts when I'm more awake, and also because theatre roundups will be coming back to this channel this weekend, but that will be for March and April, so thoughts on Oklahoma will come at the end of the month, when we're doing the wrap-up for May instead. Right now I'm gonna get changed into comfier clothing. I thought I'd film this vlog clip before I got ready for bed, and yeah, it should hopefully be a little bit more of a low-key week. Like I'm not really planning on going to the theatre again until Saturday, when I should tell you this actually, reading updates. So I am now like 120 pages into Woman Eating. I'm very much enjoying it. It's weird because like it's a very slow story, like there's not that much happening plot wise, but it's just very, very interesting. Like it's literally just about this woman who is sort of living away from home for the first time, and all the stuff that's kind of coming along with that. She's having to like learn how to fend for herself, but there is the added part of that she is a vampire, so she can't just like find regular food, and it's weird. Like it doesn't sound like it should work, but it does. So I'm enjoying that, but I also do need to read it quite quickly. I'm like halfway through now because of it's only like 250 pages long, so I should hopefully finish it tomorrow. But the reason I need to finish it, let me grab a book for a prop. So Meg has got tickets to go to see a play on Saturday, and she was supposed to be going with a friend, but she can't get down to London for the weekend. I can't get this book out of the shelf, and I really do actually need it because I'm going to be reading it soon. Bear with me 1 second. So yes, it does mean that Meg has a spare ticket for this show, and it is a play that is based on a book that I own. The book, I have some interest in reading it, but also I don't. Like, it is one of Meg's favourite books, but she will not recommend it to people because it's just not something that she will tell people to read. She thinks people have to come to that decision by themselves. And yeah, I have been offered the spare ticket for the play, and I am interested in seeing the play, but I would like to read the book first. And it's a fairly big book, so we're not sure if I'm going to do it, but I'm going to be trying to read A Little Life this week. Wish me luck is all I can say about this. I will give you more like thoughts and information on it when I actually start reading it, which will hopefully be tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hello. It is, what day is it? It's Thursday. The days of the week are losing all meaning because of the bank holiday, and then there is another bank holiday next Monday because there are so many bank holidays at the minute. But it's Thursday. I have been at work today. I actually had to go into my new office, hence why I'm wearing like actual clothes, although I've got managed to get something down the front of this, which is very good. I didn't update yesterday because I just completely forgot. I read some more of Women Eating. I have put it on pause for the minute though, and I will tell you why in a second. But I am very much enjoying that. There's still like nothing's happened, but stuff has happened. Like, it's very hard to explain without spoiling it, and the problem is that Meg is here, and I can't spoil it because it is her book. But like, yeah, like nothing major has happened, like plot-wise, but like there's been like one incident, and it's sort of setting up everything else, but it's like, but still like it's just a day in her life, and I'm like, well, days in her life, and I'm like, okay, enjoy your internship, well done. Well, do you want to give any thoughts when we went to the theatre the other day? Because we said the other day that you would be on camera behind me singing along while I was saying thoughts, but then we both went to bed very quickly when we got in.
It was late, so just went to bed. But yeah, I really liked it. It was the second time I'd seen it. It was just as good this time. It is still, you come out of it and you're like, okay, how to process my emotions now? Like, it's a very jarring ending.
I think that is a good segue into why I have paused the book that I'm reading, because speaking of not knowing how to process emotions, this is
I processed them fine. I was just sad.
This is a book that I am now reading. I started this today because I think I might have mentioned yesterday, actually the day when I filmed a clip, that I'm going to see A Little Life now on Saturday. So I am reading the book. I'm like 200 pages in, and it's just very sad. Like, there's just a lot happening.
Yeah, you're not even.
And I know I've only like touched on sort of like what's been sad like before in his life, and I know it's going to get worse.
Yeah, I mean, I guess other people have some sad stuff too. Like William has his whole little backstory, and everyone else is like, "Oh, do my parents love me?"
But yeah, it's just sad. Like, and I know it's going to get worse. And I'm just like, I've left it at a point at the minute. I'm going to stop here. One, because like I just need a break from it, and also because like it actually feels happy at this point in time, so I think we should just leave the book here and not come back to it.
But I will come back to it. Maddie did. She got to a point where things were okay. And it was just like, yeah, this is
the ending now. We do nothing else. It's like how we were telling Lisa to watch Torchwood and just stop at the end of season 2. Like, there you go, you're done. Yeah. There's some sadness, but it's not the sadness. It gets worse. Right. We're going to go and actually like do some more unpacking now.
Oh, Anna.
Like, has yet to unpack her books.
It's the only thing I have to unpack.
I have the other stuff to unpack, so we're going to go and do that. But I thought I would actually vlog today. Bye. Hello. It is Friday evening. It's technically very, very early on Saturday morning. Well, it's like 2 a.m. But I haven't filmed a vlog clip yet, so I thought I would just quickly pop on and say hello. I've been at work today, and then whilst I was at work, I was listening to the audiobook of A Little Life, which I will get onto in a minute. And then after work, I had the live show for Aurora Rising, and then I jumped on Tori Sprints, which is why I'm up quite late, because me and Tori were then backstage talking for a little bit afterwards. So I have made decent progress in A Little Life. I've got like 5 hours left still of the audiobook, which seems ridiculous, but I should be able to finish it tomorrow, because I should be able to bump the speed up a bit quicker before we go and see the play tomorrow evening. Like, I have so many thoughts about this. I understand why Meg like does not recommend this book to anybody, because I wouldn't either, but also like I'm really appreciating it from like a literary standpoint. Like, it's a really well crafted book, but also like there's just so much that is happening to this main character, and like, I mean, to everyone, like there's stuff happening to everyone, but like particularly to this main character, and it just like there's like brief little interludes of happiness, and then things just get awful again, and then there's flashbacks to like awful things that have happened before. And I know it's not going to end well, but like, you can't stop reading it. It's like a car crash, you just can't look away. But yeah, I should finish it tomorrow, and then I'm going to go and see the play, and then on Sunday we're hopefully going to watch Chicago season 2 of Schmigadoon, which I've watched already, all of it, but Meg hasn't watched any of them because she wanted to wait for the last one to be out. So now that last one is out, we're hopefully going to watch all those, because I just feel like that's going to be the relief that I need after watching it all live tomorrow. Right, I will try and remember to update you before we actually go to the theatre tomorrow, but if not, it'll be when we're at the theatre. So I will catch up with you guys then. Bye. Hello, it is now Saturday. It's quite early on Saturday morning. I have had so little sleep. I went to sleep at like 2:30 and I woke up at 7. But, you know, I've got up, I've done makeup, I have filmed my wrap-up for March and April. I also need to film my theatre wrap-up, but that's probably going to be a tomorrow job now, unless I do manage to finish reading A Little Life earlier than planned. But I've got a few hours left of the audiobook of that. It's intense. We're actually getting to a point where things are like happier and I don't trust it. Like, this section is literally called The Happy Years, and like there's some like really lovely things happening, and I'm just like, no, things are gonna go wrong and I don't want it to happen. So I'm not avoiding the audiobook because I need to go back to it today, but like also but anyway, I thought I would actually update so that I remembered to update something today, but I should hopefully also remember to update again later, before like around the show type time. But I just thought I would actually say hello now whilst I'm here and sat in front of my bookshelves filming like an actual video. But I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Hello. So I have remembered to pick up the camera before I left again. I said this morning, I was like, I might not see you before I get to the theatre. We'll see what happens. We are about to leave. I have finished the book. I finished it about half an hour ago. Yeah.
Still sad?
Yeah. Just like exhausted is pretty much the main thing from it. It's just like there's so much. And now I get to go and watch it in person. I mean, I gave it 5 stars, if that helps. I mean, I've not actually told Meg my rating yet, but I've just put it on Goodreads. And like it was a very like well done book, but oh good god, because all I can say, like, don't read it, just don't. It's fine if you must do it, but don't. But yeah, we're gonna leave now. There's a Meg.
She gave me so much shit for telling people not to read it.
But it made me more intrigued.
But now you know.
So same thing though, like I'm going to tell you not to read it, but if that makes you more intrigued, go for it.
Only
just know
read
what
it
you're getting into.
If you were already interested.
Yeah, I was already vaguely interested, like I'd heard about it before, but yeah, if you're not interested, don't.
And you don't care about like triggers.
Oh yeah, if you've like I don't really have things that trigger me. There was one thing in the middle I'll tell you about in a second, but yeah, like that one, but that's something that like wouldn't have even been in the trigger warnings list.
Okay.
But I'll explain in a second. But yeah, we're gonna go and watch it now. Wish us luck.
We will not look this happy later.
I am gonna make sure that I film us on the way back because I feel like it needs to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna tomorrow we're gonna watch all of season 2 of Schmigadoon, Chicago, and order Chinese food.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, we're gonna order our Chinese because like let's join into the debate that
Yeah.
people are having online.
Let's feed into that.
But yeah, we're gonna manifest happiness tomorrow. Bye. I'm giving no thoughts right now, but like, yeah, I'm so sad. I will like try and watch when we get back, but yeah, bye. Hello, it is the evening time on Saturday now. I mean, it's been the evening anyway. You'll have seen a video of us going into the theatre. You'll have seen reactions of us just coming out of it, and we didn't really say much. We were just both very sad. We both cried a very amount. Like, my makeup is not looking great right now because there were tears that happened. But I thought I would give some thoughts on A Little Life. I have so many thoughts, but also like it's hard to put them into the word. But it's like hard to put them into words. Me and Meg have been talking a lot about things. And first, I just want to say it was a really good adaptation of the book. Like, having just finished the book today, it was a really, really good adaptation. There were obviously bits that they cut out and things like that, but you have to streamline it for the stage. But like the emotional beats of it mostly remain the same. Like, well, all sort of the very dramatic parts of it did very much remain the same. The only bits that we were sort of discussing that maybe like would have liked to have added in a little bit more is kind of some of the lighter moments. Like there is a particular bit that should have been like in the second act where they did have it, but it would have been nice to see just like some of the kind of nicer like domestic moments that kind of breeze past in the play, but obviously you see a bit more in the book because it's fleshed out a bit more. But like other than that, like but also like I understand that it's a different pacing for a stage show, so that kind of has to happen. But other than that, like it was a very, very good adaptation of the book. So it was difficult to watch, like very, very difficult to watch, particularly. So I don't think I really explained that where our seating was, we were actually on the stage. So it was in a sort of standard theatre with like a proscenium arch and all that sort of stuff, where it was in the Harold Pinter Theatre. So there's actually 4 tiers of seats. So you've got your stalls, your dress circle, your grand circle, and then balcony, I think is what the top one's called. And so it's quite a small theatre, like the places are quite narrow, but like it's high. So we could see all of that because where we was at, we're actually on the back of the stage. So basically we got there, we had to go and pick up tickets from the box office. We got given wristbands that look a little bit like this, and we got given a little ticket slips that told us what our seat numbers were, and we basically got told that we needed to meet in the we basically told we needed to meet at this particular set of doors at quarter to seven. It started at 7 o'clock, so you got to meet there at 15 minutes before the show started, and then you got led down to your seat. So basically you went sort of past where the entrance to the dress circle is, down what would normally be like a staff area, and that then took you very like suddenly noticed when you went backstage, because you went from like a carpeted area like past all the boxes to suddenly being like concrete steps and things like that, and you were walking like through the backstage area. You could see like props that were laid out ready for the show, all that sort of stuff. And then at the back of the stage there were like these 3 or 4 benches, like long benches that were seats, and they had numbers on them, and we were on the front row. And the actual like back of the stage, like sort of where the actual like actors are, that part of the stage is like this row of sofas, and there were many a times where people were like just sat right there, like actors were there. When we came back after the second act, Luke Thompson, who's in it, was like literally just sat there, and me and Meg were just like having a conversation, because we're like, if we don't like entertain ourselves talking right now, we're just gonna be staring straight at like this guy who's in Bridgerton. It was a weird experience, but also some of the like particularly like harrowing moments happened right where we were sat, just because of like where our seats were. There are some particularly intense scenes that were like right where we were, and it was very difficult to watch, and it was just very, very sad. Like the book is sad anyway, but I didn't cry when I was reading the book, I think because like I read it so quickly, and I knew like I was trying to finish it before we went to the show, obviously, and I finished it with like half an hour to spare. And I think because like I'd read it quite quickly, and I knew like I still had more to come, I was sort of more like tired at the end of reading the book, and just like Judith been through so much, and I just didn't quite know how to like comprehend it. Whereas like then seeing it acted out in person in front of me, like I was not in a good place, and neither was Meg. Like we came out and she just kept going, I'm just so sad, and like we've been talking about it now, and like we're both sort of getting sad talking about it as well. And yeah, it was a very, very well done play. Like I said, it was a very good adaptation. I'm not going to say like I enjoyed it, because that's the wrong words, but the performances were excellent. Like all of the cast, but like particularly like James Norton obviously playing Jude was incredible, as was Luke Thompson playing Willem, and Zubin Bala, who was playing Harold as well. Like they were all, like everyone in it was fantastic, but those 3 in particular were just, it was so good. But I do want to just make a point aside though, I am not recommending this to anyone. I'm going to become Meg now, who has been for a while telling me that she does not recommend that book, but also like if I want to read it, I should read it. And yeah, essentially, like, if you have an interest in it and you want to read it, or like if you want to spend a lot of money on tickets, because that's all the tickets that are left now, and you want to see the show, like, just, and I'm not going to tell you to see it. It was, like I said, a very well done piece of theatre, and like the book is a very well crafted book, but it's not necessarily something that I would ever recommend to anybody. I think if you are interested in it, just very much do look up like all the trigger warnings, because like I said, I don't really have particular trigger warnings, so I didn't like look them up necessarily. I had a vague idea of what was in there, but like it was still a lot because there is just so much that happens. But if I would say just look them up, just have like an idea of what you're going into, because there's a lot going on, and particularly seeing it in person, like I said, it makes it worse. There's just so much. And also, like, just on a different topic, although kind of the same topic, one of the things with this play is that when we went on the stage seating, we got our phones like locked up. Like they have these little bags that close with like a magnet thing on the top, and it's a sort of magnet that you have like when you have like security tags on clothes, so you can't just like easily take it apart. And when you go out of the theatre and like at the interval you can have it unlocked as well, they basically have one of the big like magnets that again they use like in shops to get rid of security tags, and they had one of those and they opened it up and you could get your phone out. But the reason, well, there's like multiple reasons why they have them locked up. Obviously it would be very distracting if people could see people checking their phones on stage or whatever, but also when the show very first started, some people took photographs of the cast on the stage because there are moments of nudity in this show, and people thought like, this is a like famous actor, nudes, we'll take a photo of it. Which, like, now having seen it, like, it's disgusting anyway, but also, like, the scenes where that happened was, like, the, like, worst bits in the entire, like, show, and they were the bits that were happening, like, right in front of us as well, and it was just, like, it was awful. It's like, why would anyone want to take a photo of this? I just don't understand people. That is my rant for the day, but I'm gonna go to sleep now, and, yeah, it was just a lot. But I am, like, glad that I did get the opportunity to go and see it, because, yeah, like, it's one I'm gonna, like, it's gonna stick with me for a while, let's put it that way. But I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hello. It's...
Hi.
Meg is gonna go and run in the shower. We have been finishing unpacking all day. Meg's books are now all on her bookcase. They look very pretty. I'm slightly jealous of how pretty they look. My... like odds and ends and pretty much put away now. There's just like a couple of things that I need to get some more storage solutions for, and some artwork that needs to go up. But we spent the day doing that, and now we have ordered Chinese for our tea, and we are going to watch season 2 of Schmigadoon, aka Schmicago, which I've seen all of it, but Meg was waiting for it all to be out before she watched it, so we're going to watch it all tonight because it will take like 3 hours to watch, because they are half-hour episodes and there are only 6 of them, which is great. And we're just waiting for the food to arrive, so I thought I would actually film a vlog update. I think this is probably, well, actually, it might not be the last clip. I might film one after Schmicago, get Meg's thoughts on it. And I have read some today. I read like 50 pages of Woman Eating. I was hoping to finish it today, but then I was like, no, I need to be productive and like unpack things, so I should finish it tomorrow. And then I will have finished 2 books. This week I will have finished A Little Life and Woman Eating, which, you know, is like the same amount that I finished all month last month, so good thing if I can finish both of them. But yeah, this morning was still very much like in my feels about yesterday and last night, but I feel like I've come round a little bit now. I've been on sprints most of the day, actually. I should say that they've been doing a 48-hour mini readathon for Royal Readathon. So there were sprints yesterday, but actually the sprints on Friday night that were hosted by Tori. I did not go on those ones, did I? No, I did go on those ones. There were sprints on Friday night hosted by Tori. I jumped on those for a while. There were sprints yesterday daytime hosted by Ash, and then was it Tori again who took over? Somebody took over yesterday. Yeah, it was Tori. I keep getting confused with everyone. But yeah, there were sprints yesterday by Ash and then Tori, and then this morning Liv started sprints at 6 a.m. I jumped on them about 7:30, and then Becca's had sprints, and I've been on those most of the day until like half an hour ago, and it's now like 8 o'clock. So I've done a lot of sprinting today, but it did help hold me accountable. But yeah, now we're going to eat and have food. We're just waiting for the food to arrive. So I will go. And yeah, because my TV is starting to make noises, so I will go and I'll talk to you guys later. Hello. We have just finished watching Schmicago. I'm gonna get Meg on camera. How did you feel about it?
It was really good.
I
had a good time.
What was your favourite part of the entire series?
When Alan Cumming said that God made the orphans into meat, he's just making them into sausages.
She had like a breakdown.
Like, obviously, Sweeney Todd, we know they make people into meat. Like, that's a thing that happens. I did not expect such a blasé discussion about making orphans into sausages.
They were like a whole song where they were very excited about it. They were dancing. It was great.
And the song makes sense because if you can't say it, you sing it. They straight up said it though. They were just like, God made the meat. I'm just putting them into sausages.
But yeah, it was a fun time.
It was.
And on that note, that is the end of this vlog. I did say earlier, I was like, I wrapped up my reading. I was like, I may be back on later with thoughts on Macaca. So there we go. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down below. And I will see you guys next time with a new video. Bye.